Alright, what is going on, guys? Today I'm going to be making a video showing off what is probably the most obscure console I own. I don't know if I'd call it the rarest. I mean, it probably technically is, but they seem pretty common in other countries. But at least here in America, it's probably the rarest because I've only seen one of these on the internet ever. And it was a different model. So it's in this giant package, which cost me $100 to ship, and it's partially broken open. So I really hope everything's alright in it, but I guess we'll see. This package is way bigger than any of the other ones I've opened, so I kind of have to hold the camera in a weird way. So it is in here. Let me put the camera down and kind of pick it up and set it somewhere so I can show it off better. Alright, thankfully the condition of it, I mean, it's really scratched up and kind of destroyed on the top. I knew that when I bought it. This only cost me like $10. It was the shipping that was super expensive. But if you see down there, it says Sega on it, and Tianli on the top. So basically what this is a VCD player, or a video CD player. It's basically like the earlier version of DVD. It is that with a Sega Genesis built into it. And if I kind of pick it up here and show you the back, there's two Genesis controller ports. There's this little sticker that says Sega on it. But yeah, it is really cool. I've only seen one video of these ever. And then in this bag, hold on. This bag has a bunch of burned CDs with all of the games on it, because this originally had like official discs from what I can tell. Those don't seem very easy to find, so it just has a ton of these burned ones. So to be able to use this thing, since it does run on 220 volts, I had to get a power transformer. I don't know if it would work on 120. I have no clue. I haven't tested it. I don't really feel like testing it. So I got that transformer to see if the thing actually works. It's not like I'm ever really going to use the thing. I mean, it's more of a display piece than anything, because, like, come on. I mean, this is, like, the worst way to play Genesis games. And it also does run at 50 hertz, so that means I have to plug it into some sort of newer TV or monitor, because it is not going to work at all on, like, a CRT or something like that, because these are all 60 hertz, like this one over here. It's not going to work on that. So I'm going to have to get my AV to HDMI, plug it into here, and pray that that works. So give me just 1 minute. Let me go and grab all the stuff I need, grab the adapter and all of that. Maybe a fire extinguisher in case the thing catches on fire. And I will be right back. Okay, so I have almost everything set up. Let me just grab a Genesis controller, because I kind of forgot about that. I've never used this transformer before. I've never used this device before. I'm a little afraid of turning it on. Well, let's see what happens. No sparks yet. Power. Something's going on. Please give me video. I'm not sure if this box actually supports 50 hertz. That was just making a noise. I don't know if it does anything with no disc in it. So I can't get the disc tray to open. So I'll probably open it up and take a quick look at it and see if I can figure something out, because I really want to get this thing to work. I really want to try some games out, but let me shut everything off before I do that and try messing with a couple other things. Okay, so after messing around with this for a little bit, I think I got it to work. I just need to plug it in. Like I said, I don't think my TV supports this refresh rate or whatever, but we'll see if having something in it makes it work now. I'm pretty sure this has a similar issue to like a lot of Xbox 360s, where it just kind of, oh no, it says no disc, but where it just kind of refuses to open the disc drive. Oh, it's functional. I don't know if it's going to boot the disc up, but we are a lot closer than we were. I just had it spin in this disc. I had to eject it and then... Yeah, so it's technically fixable. I probably have to take the disc drive apart and replace the rubber band in it. Because that's kind of what you have to do with Xboxes. for now. I mean, just kind of messing with this will eventually get it to work. I at least get a picture on the screen so I know the system works. I really want to play a game on this, just to kind of show it off. But you see, I get it to eject partially, which is a lot further than it was. I think it popped off of the gear, because I just kind of took the disk drive partially apart, basically to here. I took this tray out and popped it in because I think it was too low. It kind of fell out of its socket. So now that's in, and then this gear right here, just driven by that little belt, which I think is worn out, that was not making contact with the tray. So I like redid that. But let's see. Yep, okay, it popped up. Still clicking though. Changing that belt would fix the tray, but that I don't think would fix anything else. Let me try to wipe down the laser with some alcohol and see if that magically fixes it. But I'm at least closer than I was. There's a screen on the screen, so that's really good. I know that this works and isn't frying it. I know this kind of works except for the disk drive, so we're close. Alright, so in the mail, I just got this replacement laser, or hopefully this is the replacement laser. It's pretty much like the entire assembly for this thing, which is kind of nice because I don't have to like go and solder anything or do anything super intricate like that. It should just be like all the rails, all the gears, everything, all put together. So I'll be back once I kind of have this taken apart more to where I can show the process better. Alright, so I just took this drive assembly out, and I realized I obviously left a disc in it, but that's not really the end of the world, because I'm pretty sure this piece needs to come off anyway. Even if it doesn't, I'm going to take it off, and then I'll just be able to kind of pop the disc out. Alright. There we go, this is disc 4. I accidentally left that on there. But basically, the piece I got, let me actually take it out. It was pretty much this laser, the gear, this whole thing, all the rails, everything. Which, if all goes well, and it all works, is very convenient. So here we go. Here's the new assembly. I hope this is identical to the one that's in there. It looked like it from what I could see. If not, I might have to actually just take the laser off of this and put it on there, because it is the same laser, but I just really don't want to do that. So yeah, because KSS213C, that's this laser. If you have the same VCD player, this is the laser you need, and this only cost me 12 bucks on eBay, so not bad. Alright, so I have no clue what this process looks like. I think I might just be able to take these out and it should pop off, because that's the only thing I'm really seeing that's holding that in there. And if that's the case, then that's really convenient, but we'll have to see, because I really don't know what I'm doing. These springs seem to kind of hold this in place and you know, help with any vibrations or whatever. I'd assume that's what they're here for. If not, then I have no clue. But there's these 4 little screws on springs. It's not going to focus, but that seems to be the only thing really holding this entire assembly in. When I'm putting the new laser in, I'll obviously put something underneath this to not scratch it, but right now I really don't care. Let me turn the gear to open this tray up a little bit. Okay. No, I don't think it. Oh, it is, but not in the way that I thought it was. So there's the whole tray gone. This is actually pretty easy to work on compared to some of the other things I've seen. So you see, this spring goes kind of through to the plastic, and those little plastic or rubber or whatever that is hold the tray onto this black plastic piece. So let me grab like a little piece of foam or something like that to set this on, just so I don't scratch up the new laser. Yeah, so these two come out now. They're like these little rubber things that hold the spring and everything in. I just got to figure out how to get these off, which is seeming to be kind of an issue. I hope the tension on these doesn't matter too much, because I'm just gonna have to guess with copying that. But here's the assembly off. Let me make sure. I mean, it should only go on one way, but let me just make sure I know what that way is. Looks like it's that. All right, take these 4 rubber pieces off. And then I'm going to need to transfer these ribbon cables, but I'll do that in a little bit. And the good thing with buying the entire assembly instead of just the laser is that now if a gear was broken, that gets fixed. If a motor was broken, that gets fixed. Everything in here is like completely new. So as long as this all works like it should, which I'm really hoping. I also know sometimes if you get a new laser, it'll have like a thing that you gotta solder, or you have to like desolder. I'm not seeing anything like that. I guess if it doesn't work at all, that's something to look into. But it looks identical to the one that's here, so I think I'm okay, I hope. And there were no instructions with it, but if there were, it didn't mention that. Okay, I think I got them all. Now I just need to be very careful not to accidentally pop one off. But now I should just have to screw these back on and test the laser out. So let's try that. I don't know, like I said, if there's a certain amount of like tension I'm supposed to have on these. I hope not, because there's no way I'm going to be able to replicate that. Just screwing them in until they won't go anymore. And I am really hoping that this does fix it. Because if not, then we have an issue, definitely. So that's in there. Like I said, I don't think there's anything I need to do with the laser, really. So let's transfer these cables back on, and then see what happens. So I got the old one here, oriented the same way. So I'm just going to kind of pull a ribbon cable off and transfer it. There's only 2, which is nice. There's 1 put on, I hope. Hopefully that's seated correctly. Because if not, then troubleshooting is going to be really annoying. And there's this blue one. Just kind of press that in. That seems pretty snug. Yeah. Hopefully that's in. It looks like it. So, let's put this onto here, which is very easy. Basically, the way that this goes in is it just kind of, I think it goes through the bottom. Yeah, okay. So, this sticks up. This fits into there, and then that goes right there. Bam. Done. Easy. I've actually had to do that before. In shipping, this popped off, which is kind of annoying. So I had to go in here and kind of fix all that. But now that's in place. I don't think it needs to be screwed or anything. So let's wire everything in and try it. And hope nothing blows up. Okay, so this is the best angle I'm going to be able to get. Hopefully it'll show everything I need it to show. Basically, I'm going to put in the ribbon cables first, because that seems easy, just so they don't get caught underneath. If you guys couldn't tell, I really don't know what I'm doing. So take this as more of a, I don't really know what to call it. Don't take this as a guide, basically. You can use the general ideas that I have, but not, I would not follow my exact procedure, I guess, if you were repairing one of these. Those both seem to be in there pretty good, or all 3 of them seem to be in there pretty good, I hope. So let's slide the disk drive in and put this on top. So there's a red line on this. I have no clue if it's supposed to be oriented a certain way. I hope not, but we're just gonna assume that it doesn't have to be. Ejecting works fine. That's better than it did before. Oh, I probably should have screwed that in. Whatever. It's not popping the drive up the way it's supposed to. Not the end of the world. I've dealt with this before when I was trying to get it to work. Basically, the issue that I'm having is that little rubber band in there. It's like a similar issue to what happens with a lot of Xboxes. I think it's skipping when it's supposed to pop the entire disk drive up. There it goes. Alright, come on. Start spinning. No disc. Okay. Just straight up says no disc every single time. Like I said, some disk drives have like a little thing that needs to be like desoldered, but I did not see that on here. Usually that seems to be like relatively obvious when there is something. Okay, so I did end up actually finding the solder point. It's that little one right there. If you can see, let me set this laser down without destroying it. There is nothing of the sort on this one. See, like right next to this connector. There's that right there. So, I personally don't know how to solder. I think my dad does, so I'll see if that's something he can maybe help me out with. But I'll have to continue this video in a couple days once that's all set, because I can't really just go and do that right now. Alright, so I'm back. Finally, this is like 3 weeks after I recorded the last part. I finally actually fixed up the laser. Well, not fixed it up, but I desoldered the anti-static blob. So, everything should work. I got my TV set to AV. Hello. I got everything hooked up. Just need to plug it into that little, the little step-up transformer, and we'll see what happens. I think I still have a disc put in here. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I did do a little test of this, because I wanted to make sure I didn't have to, take it apart again or whatever. But it was basically just the process that I showed in the last part of the video, disassembling it, reassembling it. You just have to take some solder braid and remove that tiny little bridge between those two pads. So, let's turn this on. Down at the bottom here, it should say Sega. If I left a disc in here, which I think I did. Yep, okay. So this is what comes up. It is very bootleg looking. And by the way, the controller ports are on the back. I think I showed it already, but it's just right back here under the AV. But yeah, definitely very, very bootleg looking with the fire or whatever. So I got my Big 6 controller. Now, this menu is controlled by these buttons here, the fast forward and back. And then these buttons choose the number for the game. So you see there's 1 through 5 here. The one that I tested before, I believe, was number 6. So I'm going to do that. I think it's 6, I hope. Now, the loading times aren't amazing. It's definitely a lot better than the Retro RGB video, which is the only other video on YouTube of one of these. In that video, he said it's like 2 minutes. In reality, maybe 30 seconds. It's still not great. It is kind of annoying. And it also depends on the size of the game. Some of the smaller games don't take nearly as long. Contra Hardcore. So let me set up like a little tripod and play a little bit. So just give me 1 second. Alright, let me see if my TV lets me put this in like 4x3 non-stretched, because I really don't want to have it like this. Although I really don't know if that's an option. This TV isn't amazing for retro stuff. That's what it's supposed to look like. So let's play some Contra Hardcore, which is probably my favorite Genesis game. Definitely something weird about this is just the fact that it runs Japanese games in on PAL 50 Hz. That's the other thing. If I press the button wherever it is, it's running in PAL. You can see in the top right. So that's why I have to record it this way. I have no way to record PAL video, at least right now. This is just plugged directly into my newer TV, and thankfully it works. So I can't get a great recording. So I can't get like a great recording of anything, unfortunately. I was kind of hoping I'd be able to, but it's just not possible, at least right now. So I did kind of do some digging into those game VCDs that come with it, and it looks like they're literally just CDs filled with Genesis ROMs. There's nothing really special about them. So I'm definitely going to look into making my own and seeing if there's some way to put like homebrew or, you know, other games. I want to see if I can get Sonic 3 and Knuckles. That would be kind of interesting. see if like the lock-on technology works. And I don't have a list of what games are on all of these. I wish I did, and I obviously can't read it. So I'm just kind of guessing. So this was number 6 on here. Let's see what like number 2 is. So you can just change games in the middle of gameplay just by pressing the button. Oh, Fatal Fury 2. All right. Like I said, it's a complete guess on what you get when you put these in. I don't really know how to play Fatal Fury, so I'm just I'm just gonna leave this here. Let's see what one is. Now, each of these discs have 25 games on them, or at least this one does. I assume the rest do too. So I'm not gonna look through all of them. Eventually, I'm planning to dump all of these online, just so people can like look through them and see. But I was having some issues getting the exact disc, because there's like a menu folder on the disc that like I'm assuming just holds, you know, the different screens for the menus. And for whatever reason, every time I try to move that off, it says it's corrupted on all the discs. So there must be some weird copy protection thing just for that, just for those files, which is very strange. So I'll look into that more. I'll try doing it like on Linux instead of Windows. I'll try using some different programs, some different CD players. So it's Double Dragon. It's kind of cool. I wonder if any of these on here are like bootlegs. So far, they all seem legitimate, at least on this disc that I've tried. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Like I said, I might be doing a follow-up, trying out some other weird things with like, you know, making my own disc and backwards compatibility and stuff like that. And hopefully by the time I do that, I'll have some of these dumped so you guys can check them out. Like I said, most of these ROMs just can go in an emulator, but there might be something in here that's kind of interesting. You know, maybe some prototypes, some ROM hacks, some homebrew stuff, I don't know. So, yeah, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye.